Hello, Westies. I'm Chad Ray, one of the principals at Victory Elementary School. I wanted to welcome you to the new school year, and I wanted to start off by reading a new book that I found this summer and I thought was great and wanted to share with you. Many of you know that I love reading, and I love especially children's picture books, and so I'd like to read to you School's First Day of School by Adam Rex. That summer, they dug up the big field and poured the foundation and set brick on top of brick until they built a school. The sign above the door read Frederick Douglass Elementary. That's a good name for me, thought the school. Most days, a man named Janitor came to mop the school and buff his floors and wash his windows. This is nice, the school said to Janitor. Just the two of us. Won't be just us for long, said Janitor. Soon the teachers will come, and then you'll be filled with children. The school creaked. Children? All kinds of children. They'll come to play games and to learn. Oh, said the school, will you be here? You'll see me after the school day is over, said Janitor. Don't worry, you'll like the children. But the school thought that Janitor was probably wrong about that. Then they came. The children did, and there were more of them than the school could possibly have imagined. They got everywhere. They opened and closed all of his doors and lockers and drank from his fountains and played on his jungle gym. So that's what this is for, thought the school. Some of the older kids gathered by the school's back fence and showed each other their bored faces. This place stinks, said one, and the school gasped. I hate school, said another with puffy hair, to the agreement of his friends. The school sagged a little. One very small girl with freckles didn't want to come inside the school at all. Her mother had to carry her. I must be awful, the school whispered to himself. Later he squirted the puffy-haired kid in the face, then felt bad about it. He watched the kindergarten sit on one of his rugs. The teacher said, as we go around the circle, please tell us your name. There was an Aiden and a Max and a Bella and another Aiden and an Emma and a Caden and a Chloe. The small girl with freckles was next, but she wouldn't speak. She only stared at her shoes until the teacher moved on. I don't like school, she whispered into her lap. Well, thought the school, maybe it doesn't like you either. The children were in their chairs, finally. But just as the school was starting to relax, his fire alarm sounded and all the children exited and walked to the other side of the field and stared at him. He was so embarrassed. He held his doors open for them when they returned. Sorry, he said as the first child entered. Sorry, 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 he told them all, even the girl with the freckles. After lunch, the kindergarten kids learned about shapes. A rectangle has 4 sides, said the teacher. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a square has 4 sides, too. In fact, a square is actually a special kind of rectangle. Wow, said the school. I didn't know that. Afterward, the children made pictures with glitter and paste. The girl with freckles made a picture of the school. It looks just like me, thought the school, except glittery. It's like she's known me all my life. Do you think I could have your picture? The teacher asked her. Don't tell anyone, but I think it's the best. The school thought she was probably right about that. The freckled girl smiled when the teacher stuck her drawing onto the school wall with a pushpin. Ouch, said the school, but he didn't mind, not really. At 3 o'clock, the parents came to pick up the children. At 3:30, janitor came to pick up the school. I was full of kids, the school told him, and I heard a joke, and I accidentally had a fire drill, but everyone was nice about it. and I listened to a classroom and learned about shapes. You had a big day, said janitor. Do you think, the school said, do you think you could invite everyone to come back tomorrow, especially that little freckled girl? Janitor nodded. I'll see what I can do. Later, janitor sat on top of the school and they watched the sun go down. In the beginning, I didn't know what I was, said the school. I thought I was your house. Nope, said janitor. I suppose some other place gets to be your house, the school added. Janitor nodded. That's true, but you get to be a school. That's lucky. And the school thought that he was probably right about that. So, boys and girls, I'd love to share this book with you sometime at school. If you'd like to come by and see me, we can talk about it. I'm wishing you a great, great, great school year coming up. I know all the teachers are so excited, and I know that Mrs. Kaczynski would also like to share some things with you to welcome you to the new school year.
Thank you, Mr. Ray. I love to read as well. I have a lot of favorite books. Sometimes I just love to get lost in the characters that are in the book, and I get to travel wherever they go, just using my imagination. But what I would like to share with you today is a book called Butterflies on the First Day. And this is a story about a little girl named Rosie. And she's so excited about her first day of school until she goes to sleep at night. And then all of a sudden, she gets these butterflies. And she's worried all of a sudden. And she gets up in the morning, and the butterflies are still there. She tells her mother about her concerns. Mom eases her concerns as she goes off to school. She gets on the bus, and she meets a little girl. And they're talking, and the bus starts moving. And the more they talk, Rosie realizes that one little butterfly has kind of flown away. But she's still got a few butterflies left. And she gets to school. And all of a sudden, she's in her classroom, and all these students are around her. And she finds out that she's got lots of friends. And a couple more butterflies kind of go away. And then she goes to lunch. And would you believe she is starting to feel more and more at ease? And she's feeling like the butterflies are kind of going away. And then she goes to the playground for recess. And she feels pretty good. These butterflies just seem to be disappearing. They're not half as bad as they were the night before when she was going to sleep. And then she's in the last part of her day. And she feels really good. Her confidence is starting to build. And she's feeling good. She's met all of these friends. She's met her teacher. All of the people, Mrs. Daly, Mr. Lash, all the resource teachers, Mrs. Fraser, Mrs. Moeller, Mrs. Porch, all these people who have helped her all through the day. She feels so good and so calm that when she goes home in the afternoon and her mom asks her how her day went, she said, "Mom, my day was great. I had a fantastic day." Mom says, "What about your butterflies?" She goes, "I don't have any butterflies, Mom. I am happy and I love school." Boys and girls, we hope that all of your butterflies are gone when you step through the doors of Victory Elementary, because we have so many people who love you and want you to feel safe here and have a very great experience here. We're all here to help. Have a great first week of school.